Hi, Matthew. It's Judge Janine, and I wanted to congratulate you on the Don't Unfriend Me show at the Dumb Show. I was thinking about that whole thing the other day when I thought it was right after Donald Trump was elected that everybody on the left started unfriending anyone on the right. So I'm glad you're calling them out. We've got a great name for the show, and I hope that you're true to the values, conservative values, Republican values, and that you call those people out. I think it's great. And I know you've got 135,000 followers. I hope you get a lot more. And just keep the faith. Keep fighting. I think we may get America back. But in the meantime, we've got a steep hill to climb. And you're one of the fighters, one of the patriots. So thank you for what you're doing.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree, just don't unfriend me.
So we're going to have some glitchy in-between scene transitions. They just updated Ecamm, which is exciting because Instagram, when we broadcast, will be now inputted into chat, and so will Twitter, which is good. But for some reason, when we transition the screens, we're going to see a little red glitch. Liv, how are we 5x5 on all channels? We're looking a little low here.
Yeah, Rumble's up, YouTube's up, Facebook's up, Spreely's up, Twitter's up, Instagram is not.
Yeah, Instagram is my fault. Holy crap. You know, so we've had stalkers before. Plenty of crazy stuff. People who called my work, people who've threatened the life of my family. None of those people scared me. We are officially being threatened to be sued. I just found out. I don't know why. Because I muted this person like, I don't know, 7-8 days ago. But I continue to see these threads where it says this person has been muted. There's like 25 replies. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? So I see Lee and Amy used to get involved. She doesn't get involved. So Kevin doesn't get involved anymore. I think it's Lee is the only person who's still talking to this chick. And her whole gripe is, I guess, that I said something that was libelous. And I don't know how that's possible to be libel when nobody knows your name. You're in a pseudonym. You're
There's
on
no
a
picture of
You're
it.
on a fake account, and your name is Yokel something. Nobody knows who you are. I don't understand.
I think
Yeah.
she's.
Well,
I think she's
libel is-
bluffing.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
'Cause that's like
Ames.
the hardest libelism. It's like the hardest thing to prove in the court of law.
Yeah.
Like no one even takes those cases typically because it's practically impossible because you have to be able to prove intent
Yeah.
to harm someone by
Right. And don't you have to know the person in order to be libelous and
You-
say their name?
I don't know what you like. I don't know what you said about this person that is not true, but you would have to know that what you're saying is not true about them, and then they have to prove that you didn't know it wasn't true, and it has to cause some kind of harm to them.
Yeah, like
It's extremely hard to prove.
Well, here's the thing so this person says whatever I said was libel. I'm still I don't know because I've had her blocked. And it says if you mute someone, don't you get you don't get notifications. Actually, it's not true. So not only are you a hypocrite, rape public cunt, KKK, but you're a stupid lying sociopath. Checkmate, bitch. Check fucking mate. That sounds like libel to me. Because you named me. You used my personal name. My name is Matt Spear. Everyone knows my name. You called me by my name. You said you called my wife by her name. You say you have pictures of my house because you say I have a nice house. I mean, this is all coming back. And she's like, you're reading what I'm saying. It's like psycho. I'm too damn busy to sit here, and I already gave you a full weekend. I can't give you any more time. 600 posts, man. It's insane. So
Wow.
You don't even have a real name. Nobody. How can you have emotional damage when nobody knows who you are? You have anonymity. So I'm not sure I understand, but I can't wait for it. I've already called my lawyer, and Penn is ready to rock and roll. And
It costs a lot of money to get to want to serve someone. I highly doubt she's going to.
I want her
anything.
to. I
think it's going to.
You know what's funny? All you got to do is
bluffing.
ask. All you got to do is ask me. You've got my email. You've got my show address. You haven't contacted me. I need a cease and desist. You can't just go and sue somebody without telling them, hey, this is unacceptable. You have to give me a chance. I don't know what the fuck you want me to take down. You've got 500 posts. We both have said some horrible stuff to each other, but nothing that anyone would consider out of context for being called a rape publican KKK. See you next Tuesday. I don't know. That's pretty. You're saying someone is a rapist. That's pretty libelous, isn't it?
Yeah.
So good luck. And I think I don't know. Lee's got to come on. Somebody's got to come on. And, like, what did she say? Because they got to fill in the blanks. I mean, I could unmute her, but what's the point? I mean,
I wouldn't at this point.
who cares? I mean, at this point, I told the lady I wouldn't block her, but I kind of got to for her own sake. I mean, she's going to blow a freaking gasket, this person. Psycho, because she didn't know how to paraphrase.
Makes me wonder if we actually know this person in real
Oh,
life.
I'm positive. We absolutely. Someone at the restaurant, some nut job. Who cares? We'll find out in
Really?
disclosure. Oh yeah, she lives here. She's like, you could drive. Why don't you meet me face to face or some stuff?
Yeah, they live
But
somewhere close by.
do you know anything about this person?
I know nothing. Well, I can't say that, and I won't say that. I know a lot about this person, but I have disclosed nothing about this person, and I will not, because I'm not stupid. I'm not going to do what she does. I'm not going to go ahead and sit here and talk about my wife or talk about my house or talk, it's ridiculous. It's not like it's that hard to find out where I live. This whole thing was started because she didn't know how to paraphrase. She did a direct quote and then was like, I'm paraphrasing. Like, you don't put quotation marks around it. What are you talking about? You're wrong. I'm not wrong. And then it doesn't matter. She's arguing with everybody. So I just can't wait. I'm a business, so she's going to have a sheriff do it. And I know all the sheriffs here, so they'll call me before. And then I'll accept it. And then I'll have my lawyer get involved and I'll countersue. And she's going to lose because this is ridiculous. This is something you engaged in. You've been stalking me What are you talking about? The funny thing is I've never initiated conversation with her. I've only replied after she's tagged me. You posted 600 times. You're a nut job. You're a stalker. So
I will also say this about Virginia. Stalking laws are also extremely lax. I know this from personal experience.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get even a judge to sign off on. I mean, I have a stalker. I've had a stalker for a long time. And they are, in my opinion, mentally unhinged. So I do have a significant fear of my stalker. But
Well, see,
like the courts don't care.
How can you slander somebody when you don't know them?
Right.
How when you don't assign their name and they are unknown, the only way you could do that. And here's the question: why not just stop engaging? Why not block the person? If it bothers you so much and you were having undue stress, then why not block that person?
Like, considering that you already blocked her a few days ago. And
I muted her.
continued.
I didn't block her because I said I wouldn't. I gave her my word I wouldn't block her, so I didn't. I'm as good as my word. But now I'm at a point where, you know, I kind of want it for her own good. The lady needs to like get some help. It's I don't even know this person's name, and you can't slander somebody. They don't know who you are. I can sit here and say, you know, this person is you know, the biggest Nazi Klan member, murderer, drug user. But unless I say your name and tell, how's that? You can't assign things randomly said. In fact, there were some things in that conversation where she was muted and she wasn't even being discussed. It's just crazy shit. I'm just like, you're just wasting people's time. So I hope I get served. It'll be awesome. We'll just see what happens. And I am completely, I can't wait for discovery, because when I show the archive notes of this person and the frequency that they put, and I have analytics that she doesn't have access to. I mean, I can show the frequency. Yeah. At one point in a 10-hour period, she posted on average every 31 seconds.
Oh my God.
Oh my golly.
In a 10-hour period, on average, every 31 seconds.
Okay, this person sounds unhinged as well. It's
a little crazy, and I don't think she understands that she's crazy. This is reality. Marianne, thanks for. I don't know, Marianne. Thank you for becoming a Dumb Nation subscriber. I don't know. Anyway, it's I've always been honest with the show, and my design is never to. In fact, you know, what's funny is that she came on as one of her alts, and she thinks that I have a ton of alts. I have 2 accounts, at Avstros and at The Dumb Show. That's it. Everyone knows. I don't have, why would I have multiple accounts on any platform? I don't need to. I just stay on my account, and I have my personal account and my biz account. So she thinks that I have multiple accounts, and I'm talking to her. I just think people need to realize that they're not that important to me. I just don't think about them in that way. And the reason I'm talking about this is because it's fresh in my mind. It's been going on now for 10 days. And I'm like, you could have just said, I made a mistake and I didn't know how to paraphrase. And if there's something that I have said that's really offensive, you need to contact me and give me a chance to address it. And either I'm going to say, well, fuck you, I'm not taking that down. Or, oh, you know what? That's not right. That was a mistake, or that was the wrong thing to say. But you have to contact me. You can't just, you're muted. You can't just sit here and go, I've said 100 times to do something. No, that's not, I've got you out of my life because you're annoying me. That's what people do. They don't continue to come back over and over and try to beg for some sort of cathartic moment that helps you get through your own animosity for your own life. I don't know. So anyway, I thought I had enough women in my life, but okay, I guess I needed one more.
Yes, you do.
If they're a
Do I
woman,
have competition now?
if they're a woman at all, I don't know. I know nothing about this person. And I have no desire to, but we're going to find out, because
maybe it's the dude from the diner that went like this in your face.
Oh, I don't know, but I can't wait for disclosure. I just can't wait, because then what you're doing is you're opening up everything to me, and I get to go through your personal records. I get to go through all the things that you've done from if there were any criminal activity. And I get to go ahead and compare what I said. If I've made a comment about your appearance and I don't know you and it's completely fictitious, yet you took offense, then that's going to go ahead and disprove your case. I mean, disclosure is bring it. Because everything that I have said, I've been completely direct about. And maybe there's something that I don't know that I've said that wasn't true, but that can be corrected in disclosure, or it could be directed with a cease and desist. That's all you got to do is just send, hey, you need to take this down. I'm asking you nicely. And then my reply would be, sure, or no. And then you can do whatever you want.
Emotional damage.
Totally.
Ethan does that perfect.
It's
hilarious.
it's just like
Like, it's
how
love
can
that,
how
too.
can you sit there and say you're a victim of something when you have just done I mean it's kind of just weak, isn't it? It's like slap, 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 and then you're like, okay, you know what? Enough, slap, and they're like, oh, you hurt me. It's like, wait a second, this is what you wanted. You were looking for this type of engagement. Now you're going to cry about it? Oh, please. So we'll see. 24-hour. This person says tomorrow, Tuesday. It's Super Tuesday for me. I'm going to find out. I'm so scared.
Can you actually file paperwork that quick and get served that quick?
It depends. I mean, most lawyers, most lawyers, wouldn't they recommend a cease and desist or a first contact?
If you got the money, a lawyer will do anything. I mean,
That's not
right?
true. There's law. You can't break the law.
right.
They can't file a fictitious claim against me.
They can file anything, and they can trust me. I know this.
No, they can't,
You
Amy.
can file a claim against anyone because you don't have to have an attorney to do that. You can go down to the courthouse and fill out the paperwork. Whether
Sure.
a judge will choose to hear it, because they might throw it
Right,
out
but
before it
that's-
ever hits their desk.
But you would never
can-
see that, or you would never enter your orbit, is what I'm saying.
Right.
There has to be probable reason, and she has to, or he or it or whatever has to demonstrate with probable cause that there is malicious intent to libel and slander, which you can't. You can't demonstrate that because there is no victim, because nobody knows who you are. That's like, Amy, that's like me saying, Amy, you're being a real ass blank. And you were the worst human being and no one should ever hire you ever.
yeah.
And you're not here. And then someone goes, my name's Amy. Oh, my name's Amy. My name's Amy. You have no idea who the hell I'm talking to unless I address you directly. So I don't understand. But we'll see. We're going to find out. And my lawyer laughed. Oh my God.
Yeah.
He freaking...
I could see that.
Louise got on the phone and she's like, let me go talk to him real quick and just find out. And she came back and he goes, yeah, he's laughing, so he can't come on the phone. But yeah, if you get anything, just go ahead and send it directly to us. I'm like, okay, I'll take care of it. So
Better yet, give them your attorney's information so they can go ahead and just, intercept that for you and handle it. Do you know what I mean?
I kind of want to get it. I kind of want to get it. I want to, because when we countersue, I want the state to, I'm going to sue her for my fees, right? I'm going to sue her for my attorney. I'm going to sue her for everything else that she comes after me for. And you want to go to court? Let's go to court, right? I mean, let's not just pretend like this. If you want to have don't threaten me with a good time.
Can you read filings on, could you read it on this show? I don't know the rules. I know I can't actually disclose mine because I would love to share it with the public, but I'm not allowed to legally.
I don't know. I'm not going to do that. But see, I haven't done that yet, and I wouldn't ever do it. I would never try to publicly shame or embarrass a human being who is not doing the same to me. When you come on and you call me a Nazi and a Klan member and a rapist, and you insult my hairline and say I have a lisp and insult my wife and insult my
I still
my
don't
friend.
know what she said about me.
You're not gonna do that without some sort of repercussion. But all's fair in love and war. And I don't, you know what? I think a judge would look at this and say, you're both being stupid and ridiculous. And I think that's a completely fair assessment. But it stops there. But we'll find out. I mean, there's no, see, I can talk about it all I want because there's no case. There's nothing. And I would say the exact same thing I'm saying now. There's been pretty rancid things said back and forth between the both of us. And I think there is a mutual stand down that needs to take place. This is the internet. I don't know what year you think you were born, but not only have I archived the entire thing, I went back through and archived her account. And there's multiple threats on her account, him threatening other people, talking about them being sued. She also said she's going to take my house. Yeah. Somebody just who did it.
Lee, attorney fee started. He donated $9.99. Lee, that's freaking awesome.
Lee says super chat from Lee, attorney fee started. I don't care. It's
That's hilarious.
this is so stupid. Just because you couldn't admit you were wrong. So we'll find out. We'll see what happens. And if you're going to try to throw a dollar amount on this that you have emotional damage, then the true thing of this is then why did you continue to keep coming back over and over and over and over?
If you were that damaged by this,
there's just
you would leave.
Yeah, that's what Louise said. Louise said, I've heard a lot of these cases. We've seen a lot of these cases, and I don't know many victims who continue to go back and do it over and over again unless they're having a good time. It's just somebody didn't like that they lost and that you walked away. And that's the other thing. She's like, Matt, you walked away and muted her, didn't you? I said, yes. That's the best thing you could have done, because what you did was say, I don't want to be a part of this conversation anymore. And this person is continuing to harass you, and you can throw it right back on them. So I'm excited. This is fun, and I don't back down from a challenge. So I'll share as much as I can, and we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Let's get to the show. Oh, gosh, just meltdown city. Liberals, so tough until you get some of your own medicine. I'm going to sue you. You're so mean. You Republican. All right.
That's a new one.
No, it's not. They say it all. Listen, I've been doing this a while now. Some of the worst things I have ever heard have come since I started doing this show, the things that they call people. And I'm not going to pretend that whoever this person may be, and I have no idea, they could be a bot. I don't even know who they are. But this person could be emotionally damaged.
There is something definitely wrong with you mentally.
I don't know. We're going to find out. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get to it. We've got a video that Bar Mom, holy moly. This lady, Judy, thanks for sharing the stream. This lady was, Tommy goes, don't hold your breath waiting on the papers. I'm not. If they are papers, it's gonna be a mock-up letter, but or it might be from a law firm. But here's the thing, it's a simple thing: cease and desist. So all you gotta do is send me a letter, say, hey, I need you to take this down, and no matter what it is, more than likely I'm gonna take it down. If that really bothered you, well then, take it down, and I won't even play quid pro quo. You can leave anything you said up about me because everything you said about me was a lie. It's fictitious. My wife is hot. I do have a nice house. I don't live in my basement. I don't have a lisp. I don't have a receding hairline. My beard is fantastic. So I don't need all of that. Maybe my hairline is receding a little bit.
I don't think it is.
Crying baby ticks off mother. If you ladies, you're both mothers. If you were in a bar and a baby was there and the baby was crying, and it's not a loud bar, there's two types of bar. There are dark bars, and then there are day bars like Applebee's. Okay,
Yeah.
If it's well lit, if it's not raucous with there's not a ruckus going on, and it's not completely decibels bleeding your eardrums of bands playing death metal. Would you think it's okay to have a baby in a bar? Live.
Well, if it's Applebee's.
I didn't say Applebee's. I just said an environment where it's well lit, but it's a bar.
Well, I know there's some that are family restaurants during the day, and then at a certain point, it's 21 and older after a certain time at night. So if it's one of those places and it's during the day where it's a family restaurant, there's no issue. But if it's at that point where it's over 21 or older and it's at a certain, no, baby should not be there. Baby needs to be home with a babysitter.
Okay, so I don't know if I understood what you're saying.
There are some bars like Route 249 or whatever in Houston.
Yeah.
Off of 249. During the day, it's a family bar. It's a family restaurant. There's playground out back. There's, volleyball courts. It's a whole family event. The whole family can come. But after a certain time at night, I don't know if it's like 9 o'clock at night, 21 and older, anywhere on the property. Anyone under 21 is kicked out. So that's what I'm talking about, is if it's during the day when it's family time, then yeah, babies, families, whatever can be there. But if it's an actual bar, like the Cowboy Bar, in Torrington or whatever.
Okay.
No, babies should not
That's
be there.
a dark bar.
Yeah.
There's a difference. There's a dark bar and then there's a light bar. Amy, go ahead.
Yeah, I would totally agree with Liv. It depends on the context of the situation. Again, in a light bar, as you're putting it, so like a restaurant that has a bar in it, or a family place, like many of the places around here that have breweries, that have playgrounds, and they're like family establishments.
Right.
Absolutely. But again, I think around 9 o'clock, most of them, I don't know if they change over to adults only, but most of the parents around here leave with their children around that time or before then when it gets dark and they can't play outside anymore. Yeah, it just depends on the context.
But there's a big difference between a day bar and a night bar, right? We agree?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And like if it's 2 a.m. and you have your baby, okay, you're a POS.
That's an issue. If you want to stay out till 2 a.m. drinking, either stay at home and drink at home or get a babysitter. And if you can't afford a babysitter, don't go out.
Or are you working at the bar and you had no childcare and you need the money? Like, you take
No. This is a patron. All right. So now that we've established that, what if you're wearing a Burberry coat and you decide to go ahead and confront this person? How would you confront them?
I would say, do you like my Burberry coat? And
would you confront them?
No, I wouldn't confront them. It's none of my business.
It depends
Oh,
on a couple. Yeah, I think it does depend on a couple things. One, how much have I had to drink? Are my children with me in the bar?
That's the problem. Liquid courage, right?
Yep.
Right. I think it depends on the mood of the room. Like if this mom seems like she's cool and like open to conversation, I might be like, "Hey, your baby's crying a lot. Do you want me to call you an Uber to get you guys home? I'll make sure they have a child seat.
You're that
Uber
woman.
for you."
I had no idea. I thought Olivia would be that woman. I didn't know you'd be that woman. Like, I figured you'd just be like, I'm going to let bygones be bygones. I'm going to ignore it. I'm not going to say it. But I could see you seething over this. Like, I would just be like, Olivia, don't you dare.
No, I wouldn't. It's none of my business. I don't care.
All right, well, let's find out
It's
how.
not my kid. I would never bring my kids to a bar when they were
What
babies,
does the
but
Burberry coat explaining the situation that this woman's wearing a $1,500 coat?
That means she's a rich snob.
She's a rich snob.
That's exactly what it means.
But don't, ma'am, don't get me for slander and try to sue me, please, because it's just my opinion. I'm just a talk show host, and this is all done in humor and comedy. Ooh. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's
was
go
she
ahead and
disrupting the bar? Like, was everyone upset about this?
Well, watch
kid
the
crying?
video. I'm
Like,
going to show you. I
there's
got a
a
video of her. You want to watch that?
how to react.
Yeah, watch this. This is it. Here we go. Merry Christmas. Oh, I'm going to switch the audio. See, I finally got it. Yay.
Texas. Really? A Texas woman?
A Texas woman. You're an idiot, she says. Watch this.
Oh. I can't hear it.
Okay, hold on. Why can't you hear it? Hold on.
I can read it. So if I'm the only person.
No, but if you can't hear it, nobody else can hear it. No, that doesn't work. Hold on. Okay, why isn't that working? Just everyone stop talking for a second so I can figure this out, please. Why isn't this working? What is it that's causing this not to work? Liv, you can hear it?
Yes, I can.
What did we do?
Is it an update in the software to do something?
You can't hear that? Ames?
No,
Okay, all right.
not at all.
Okay. Let me go into my settings here. This sucks. This happened last time, and these settings haven't changed. I told you that the update on this has
It
really
messed up something.
not helped. Let me go to preferences, find this out. Okay, audio. Okay, let's try this now. Here we go. Tell me if you can hear.
No, good. Good now.
Okay, hold on. No, hold on. I'm getting breakup. Hold on. Preferences. Gosh, this sucks. Come on, Matt.
I'm gonna sneeze.
I don't know why this is doing this. I had this thing dialed in the other day, and then we fixed it, and I don't know what we did. Let's see. Can't do it there. Can't do it there. Damn it. Really need this thing to work. All right, so we're going to do Pro Chat and see if that works. Liv, any idea what we did last night? 'Cause I don't know.
No, because unfortunately, I never see anything you do on your screen.
Does this create echo? Tell me.
He's having fun. No, he's not having fun.
Is
Sounds
there
good
any
to me.
echo
Sounds
there?
good to me.
Okay, does everyone sound good to them? Let me
Well,
know, please.
Now I have an echo.
You have an echo. Okay, hold on. What now? The echo go away? Go ahead and talk, Amy.
Testing. No echo.
Okay, why is that going to... What? Nothing?
No sound. Yeah, I can't hear the sound.
Okay. Oh, man, I have fixed this
It
before.
sounds like they can hear it now, though. So
Who?
The people, everyone said they're hearing it, but Amy is now echoing. So.
No, but she's not echoing to you. She's
No,
echoing
she's
to them.
echoing to them.
Yeah, I know. That's why then it doesn't work. Can't do it unless
I
we
know.
get it
I was
fixed.
just keeping you posted.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'll fix it. It just sometimes takes a second, I guess. See, and if I do all the
But you
time,
could play it, and I could keep silent so everyone can hear it, and then
no,
switch it back.
No,
No.
that's not. No.
He won 9,000.
See, that's breaking up.
can hear
right?
that.
Yes, it is.
That it's breaking up massively. That's not going to work. So this doesn't do this. I don't know why this is breaking up like this. It's never done this before. It's honestly the software. There's something wrong. And I knew it when I logged on because the transition was all screwed up. And I've got everything set up correctly. Well, I guess what I could do is try to go to Safari and get out of Safari and go to Chrome. That might fix it because sometimes
Safari's weird.
when they update, it does get weird. Okay, I can't do that here. What's up? What were you going to say?
No, I said
No,
Safari's weird.
I was talking to Amy. Amy, you were
Oh,
trying
I
to say
don't know.
something. What?
I don't recall, honestly. I don't
All right,
know.
let me just try this real quick. Give me a second.
Yes, it is.
All right. Yeah, so don't talk for a second because when you talk, it overwrites the audio. Okay, you guys can hear that now?
Yes, I can.
Amy? Okay, Liv?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did anyone have echo? Okay.
I'm looking.
All right, so here we go. Let's play it and tell us. Here we go. Sorry for the delay.
You're 22. Get out.
I'm 27.
Get your baby out of a bar. You guys are idiots. Why would you do that? Why would you do this for poor kid?
He's having fun.
No, he's not having fun. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're get out of
He
the bar.
won 9,000.
Get your kid out of the bar. Jamie, is that your name?
No, it's not.
Get your get out of the bar.
Oh my God.
You have a baby in a bar.
She's filming you, and I'm actually gonna call the police.
You're bothering you and you're harassing them. They have children.
Are you proud? Yeah, in a bar. In a bar.
You're please.
Yeah, I'm going to. I mean,
So
I'm going to assume that was in Austin.
maybe it's maybe
Because
maybe
that's
it's
really where they're at.
maybe that's my stalker because she seems very upset.
I like the fact that the employees told her to leave.
I don't think
That
it's an
she's in the
employee.
wrong.
I don't think it's an employee. I think she's a patron because she's sitting there drinking. So she might be off or something, but that person is. So here's my thought. So it's not okay to have your kid in a lit bar where there's no music, where it's not rowdy. It's just like an Applebee's. I mean, you've seen it. It's like people are eating. Now sometimes there's only one area to go into. It might be a hotel area bar where the restaurant's closed, but the bar's still open for food. I've been in that situation where I've had to sit in a bar. Of course, I'm not a child. But what's interesting to me is she's causing up a freaking storm and she's angry. And I guarantee those kids are upset. I mean, isn't that worse than mom taking a squat and eating some food and relaxing a little bit? I'd like to get your thoughts. Go ahead.
Just because you're a mom and have kids does not mean you are locked into your house until the kids are teenagers. I mean, we can go out with kids, and if it is not an age-restricted restaurant or bar, then that woman with her kids has every right to be there, as stuck-up snobby woman does. So
yeah, well, people are asking what does the time of day have to do with it? Well, it has a lot to do with it. Because there's a very big difference between a bar at 11 o'clock at night and a bar at 6 o'clock at night. And I've bounced bar. I would never want my children where I have bounced bar, but I wouldn't mind them in there at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock when we're serving chicken sandwiches and Coca-Colas and cherry Coke. But at 11 o'clock when there's whiskey and cigarettes and margaritas and bar fights and knives being pulled, which is exactly what we dealt with, I don't want children in there. So there's a very big difference between a day bar and a night bar.
Right. Yeah. And they're not sitting at the bar, which I don't think is, I don't know, is that legal? I'm not sure. But
it's a bar round.
I mean, okay. So this mom, maybe she had like 15 minutes to grab a bite to eat before getting her kid home and she didn't want to make dinner. So she stopped to get some food at the bar area. This looks like a restaurant to me. I don't know, but it's like, I don't know. That lady was clearly intoxicated, so I don't know what time of day
I thought you would like her.
But like, I love her coat. But
I told you that coat would make it.
The coat was nice.
That coat just screams to you and tells you, "Hey, this is." And how do I know? Well, one of our president retail leaders at Apple was the ex CEO of Burberry. So you learn I can tell you that coat is expensive. That's not a cheap coat.
I would have loved that woman to say that to me.
Well, that's my point. Is like first of all, is the juice really worth the squeeze? Jeez, is the juice really worth the squeeze here? Could you do something like you said? Can I call you an Uber or hey, But when you get involved into somebody else's parenting, you better be right. And you better know every reason why they're sitting there. They could be waiting for a flight for their husband. Like I said, I've been to plenty of towns where the only place to eat at 9 o'clock is a bar.
Yes.
And there's nothing you can do. And if those kids want some damn chicken fingers, get them their chicken finger. He sounds hungry.
Yeah. Can I just chime in? When you were setting this up, I was thinking that the mom was like drunk at the bar and she had her baby there and was like crying. So when I'm like picturing like a drunk person. So of course I would be like, hey, can I help you with something? Can I get you a ride home? Like that family I would never approach. Like I'm assuming it was, I mean, even if it was just her and her baby, I would never approach. They were clearly not intoxicated. Like there's no one like falling down. There's no concern over this mother from anyone else in the bar except for this drunk lady. She's just drunk. And an a-hole. But
there's people who are saying, like, I got to put some points out here because people seem to be very, very concerned. Sandy says, a bar is a bar, day or night. People drink during the day as well. Not as much, of course. Back in the day, the night bars were full of smoke for sure. Not good day or night. Then I think we're saying that it's a no on Applebee's. That you cannot take your children to Applebee's. No, you don't get to.
Applebee's, Chili's, Olive Garden.
Sandy says no. Sandy says you can't go to Applebee's because there's a bar there. So, Amy, you have to sit home. No, Amy, sit home.
There's a reason why we haven't been on a date in 4 years.
Really want that salad
Sandy's not. She's like, I really love that French bread. Sandy's not saying that. What Sandy's saying, I think where Sandy might be coming from is that she's talking about a bar and bar alone. But there are food bars. And there are bars that serve alcohol and they have the bar rounds and you can eat there too. My point is that looks more like a sit and eat and a bar. It's a dual. Holiday Inn has those. Hamptons have those. Every major hotel has an area to sit and eat and a full service bar right there. That's what that looked like. That didn't look like literally titty twisters.
Every time we go to Texas Roadhouse, we always sit in the bar area so we can watch the sports games with the kids.
Right. Yeah.
That, and it's quicker service. Like you're in and out. Like if you want to get a quick meal, it's sitting in the bar area. You always get faster service. Always.
You harlot, Olivia. I never thought of that. Thanks a lot for exposing our kids to a 14-ounce ribeye.
Yeah. I almost got involved at the Target yesterday with some lady. I kept my mouth shut, but I almost said something. I was standing in line at the pharmacy. Well, first when I came in at the produce section, there is a really old lady and then a younger woman, maybe younger than me, I don't know. And she's going, "You left your phone on the counter at home." "No, you left your phone on," and she said it like 15 times in a row. And I could tell, okay, this lady's old, maybe Alzheimer's, maybe dementia, because she's not understanding that her phone's at home. She kept asking for it. Well, then I'm standing in line at the pharmacy and had just opened from lunch. So there was a long line. I was like 6 people back. And I hear someone start raising their voice. And I look up and it's this lady with the old woman. And she's just raising her voice about something. I have no idea. And then some lady goes, "Don't talk to her that way." And she goes, "You shut up. You just shut up." And then she goes, "Does your grandmother have dementia? Are you the caretaker of your grandmother?" And I almost stepped up and went, "Yeah, my grandmother did have dementia." I didn't yell at people like this either. She shut up shortly after that. If she would have kept going, I probably would have said something, but I was just like, "Oh, I'm just going to."
Why do I always miss these?
I was just she stopped shortly after that and left. But if she would have kept going, I would have probably said something.
I think Sandy has a good point. She's like, if it's a bar and it's cigarettes and, you're there to pick up, you might want to consider leaving your kids like in at the front desk, somewhere you can see them outside of the bar. I understand, but let's face it, just because you have children doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to patron an establishment.
You're a shut-in.
It does.
You don't have to be a shut-in when you have parents or when you have kids.
It's an interesting point. I knew you ladies would find this interesting. We're not going to stop. I've got more for you tonight. It's actually, that's why I called it the Manic Monday. Just hold on, because there's so many things. I was like, I'm not writing show notes for this. There's no way. I'm going to let Mel take care of it, and she is right now. She's taking all of our notes, even though she's a bot of mine and an alt account. But Mel's just going to go ahead and do it for me. Yes, I will continue to make references. The only problem is, where did my bookmarks go? Oh. Okay, I want to say something. I got a guy who's on Twitter who absolutely says that Shazam was a real movie with Sinbad. It's not. And Sinbad has been trolling every person since April Fool's. They did a movie, did CGI and put him in a genie costume, and he released it. And he also does one where he's like, "Yeah, I was Special Forces SEAL Team 6, and we went into every household and took all the tapes out of people's houses." And this guy's like, "See, it's proof." And I'm like, "Bro, dude, did you listen? It's a joke. He's a comedian. I got to block him right now." What's funny is I didn't block my stalker, but I got to block this guy because for his own good, I can't handle people who do that. So Russell, I'm sorry. You're not a bad guy. You're just okay. Here's the next video. This one's interesting. This is a Trump supporter. Now, I don't like picking on Trump supporters. I do like picking on people hey, Janet Lee, thanks for joining the Dumb Nation as a subscriber. We appreciate it. That helps. Every penny helps. This lady looks like Martha Stewart with a little prednisone. And she's... Okay. Was that rude? I'm sorry. I got to stop saying that. Oh, okay. Because I was trying to be polite. I'm just saying she doesn't look like Martha Stewart, because when you look at her, you say she looks like a heavyset Martha Stewart. She's also wearing red, white, and blue Harvey Keitel glasses with a giant red, white, and blue star. I love her too. She seems like a sweet lady. I don't know how much you're going to love her after we watch this. Enjoy this. This isn't about making fun of people. It's just to give you. Now, one of these things, these gotcha shows where they go out on the street and talk to people. Do you notice how none of those sons of bitches ever find anybody who actually is like, oh, well, according to the 14th Amendment in Section 3, Part 2, founding fathers were looking to go ahead and make a diametrically opposed argument between the federalist and non-federalist systemic government, and by doing so and making that republic. No, nobody does it. But you come to me, I'm going to give you that answer. But where they find, you don't want to know why? Because they don't show you the people who know. They don't show the ones who are smart. They show you the ones who they can take advantage of. I hate those gotcha shows, because if I was to do one, and I've thought about doing it, I would just show you all of it and say, this is the parity between education in our country and why some people have an extremely firm grasp and others don't, and show you the truth. Because isn't that what we want to see? Don't we actually want to see what people know versus what they don't? So I don't like this guy very much. Watch this. And when you put on their stupid cult, we know what you're looking for. You tried to find the most vulnerable human being and take advantage of them, and you are a piece of crap. But this lady should know better. Watch this. I told you. Looks like Martha Stewart.
Okay, Trump 24 or before. What does that mean to you?
He's already president. He's already president. He's our president.
Meaning Donald Trump is president now?
He's president now. I believe he is.
But how would that work? Because Joe Biden has been the president, right?
Obama's been the president. Obama said that he would like to run a third term if he could sit in his basement and call the shots, and that's exactly what he's doing.
But you just said that it's Obama's third term, but also that Trump is president.
He's calling the shots at all this mess that's going on right now and all the disasters that he's caused. Yeah.
But how is Obama calling the shots if Trump is still president?
Obama is sitting back and telling Biden what to do.
But what is Biden if he's not the president?
He's a bumbling fool right now.
That's not a bad answer.
Why would it matter if Obama was telling Biden what to do if Biden's not president?
Say that again.
Why would it matter if Obama was telling Biden what to do if Biden wasn't president?
I can't answer that.
It's so
so sad.
Sad.
It's
sad.
God, the blinking. I feel bad for her because she seems like a sweet, kind lady. Like and he isn't a complete jerk. He is. I mean, he went for the jugular. He just kept asking.
He's asking questions that make sense, because I honestly, I'd be like, what? It's like how I could see where he's coming from, and unfortunately, people look at her and think that is all Trump supporters.
There you go.
And that's the sad thing right there. People think everyone who's a Trump supporter is that.
Do you guys find her to be, see, because I watched this the first time and I'm like, what a moron. And then I stopped and I feel bad for her the second time. I feel really bad for her the second time. Like, I feel like how I feel about some of my listeners. Seriously, sometimes I'm just like, oh my God, I love you, but you have to stop. And that's on the left and right. I mean, some of my left listeners, I'm like, dude, really? And some of my right listeners, I'm like, dude, really? But is it that lady's fault, or is she responsible for what she doesn't know? Or more importantly, is she responsible for what she thinks she knows and doesn't?
I I have no idea about this lady, but I do have those same glasses my whole family does for 4th of July.
I have no. So here's what we understand. So far, you yell at women with kids in bars, and now you have glasses. What the hell? Do you know these people? Maybe you're my stalker.
I could be. I'm not going to say anything. I don't think I'm smart enough to be your stalker. No, I think this lady is the victim of conspiracy theories, listening to the wrong people, and not having the ability to think for herself and ask herself the questions that man was asking her. Like, well, how does this make sense? I don't know. Maybe the mental faculties are not all there. I'm not really sure. Maybe she has maybe she's under the influence. Maybe she's just has some memory issues. I don't know, but clearly not everything's
Maybe she got the
firing.
QAnon starter kit and those glasses were a part of it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though, is that I do agree with her that Obama has a massive influence on the way that Biden is running this country. And we know this because it is literally Obama 2.0 as far as the administration and the staff. I mean, he absolutely did the bidding of Obama on the first day. We can look at the border. We can look at the 90 executive orders that he put through to completely set it back to Obama years and when they were putting people in cages. So I agree with her. But I think there's a way to articulate that point without sounding completely like you believe in Bigfoot either. Like, right. Donald Trump is still the president and the military is in charge, and Joe Biden was actually, ceremoniously, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, unalived because I got struck for saying the other word, so I can't say it. So I got to embrace it and sound like a moron. Because otherwise I'll get a strike on my account. It wasn't Facebook, mind you. It was another fourth social media site, but I don't want to lose that account. But this is weird. I mean, to the point where, you know what? It's perfectly okay, people, to say the following. You know what? I don't know. But I can cook a hell of an apple pie. I can change a car battery by myself. I can go ahead and tell you what a quadraponic Blaupunkt is. I can go ahead and rewire my entire house. But what I can't tell you is everything, and you're not listening to me anyway. All you want to do is make me look stupid. And a long enough timeline with enough edits to this video, you can make me do that. So I'm not going to give you the material. So here I have three letters, GFY. And do it ceremoniously and expeditiously, please. It's not hard. Just walk away. Don't allow those people to control you. Liv, what do you think? Liv, I know you would kind of be her without the glasses. So tell me, what would you?
I would not. Are you serious?
What would you say? So someone came up to you and they said, hey, do you believe that Obama's running the country? What would you say?
I think that I don't think he's running the country, but I think he's got a very big influence on Biden.
Okay. Is Joe Biden the president?
Yes, Joe Biden is the current
Is
president.
Donald Trump the secret president still?
No.
Okay.
He is a former president.
Yeah. Do you think there's a military tribe? Oh, okay. Go ahead.
But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
it's okay. It wasn't that good anyway.
Someone who believes, I'm not a person who believes Trump is the president, but if he was the current president, even secretly, why would we want that? Like, our country is in shambles and a freaking dumpster fire. Like, let's not take credit or even try to for this. Like, sit down.
Well, here's another one. If you know what I keep hearing, this. Let me see if I can find it because I haven't played this in a while. I know Olivia has it. Here we go. Here it is.
It's all part of the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's all part of the plan, right? So trust the plan. If Donald Trump really is in charge of the country and he has the military at his disposal, what are we waiting for?
Exactly. I think she is.
Well, can we let that rest real quick?
Yes.
You see, that's the thing. I love that you want to chime in, but let that marinate. Like let that breathe a little bit. Let's get the vintage out there. What is he waiting for? Are we waiting for sky rockets in flight, afternoon delight? What are we looking for? The dollar to plunge to zero? I don't understand. If Donald Trump is in charge of the military and he is in charge, then he's in charge of the war in Ukraine. Hello, he's funding the war in Israel and promoting the war in Israel if he's in charge of the military, because that's where the military is right now. So to me, I think it's a little stupid to sit here and say that Donald Trump has a military tribunal and he's going to hold them all accountable. And, January 6th was something that he initiated in order to shake loose the swamp in order to find out who the moles were. Folks, I like the WWE and the WWF like everybody. I love fantasy. I love Marvel movies, but this isn't a Marvel movie. This is real life. And in real life, it's unfortunately not that stupid. And two, it's people aren't that smart. And the government certainly isn't. Amy, go ahead. You don't have anything.
I do.
Go ahead, Livy.
Well, yeah. I think she is one of the reasons, along with many other people, of why the country is the way it is right now. You got the people on the right who think that Donald Trump is the true president and he's running blah, 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 blah. And then you got the people on the left who think Trump is Satan and a Nazi. And no one is doing any research for themselves. They're stuck in their own little bubble, and they're only going to listen to people that tell them what they want to hear and to stroke up their ego. So
here we go.
Why? What are you laughing at?
I don't know if Joseph's being real or just trying to be funny. I hope he's being funny because I've seen him here before. He's like, Hillary's a gitmo. First of all, you have to spell Hillary's name right. Number one. Number two, no, she's not. Do me a favor. Please tell me where in Gitmo they would be holding her. Considering I've been to Gitmo, I would like you to tell me where she's being held. Because if you know that, then you know where she's being held. Otherwise, you don't know she's at Gitmo. So where in Gitmo is she being held? Please give me the specific location. What floor? Which section? I'd love to know.
I'm pretty sure she's with the other lizard people.
Maybe she's with Harold and Kumar.
She's with Harold Kumar.
She's with Harold and Kumar.
Harold and Kumar go to Guantanamo Bay. So it's just, listen, people. And why is Hillary at Gitmo? Why? What? Why? Dude, that's old news, man. She's been out of the loop. Like The View makes fun of Hillary. Can we stop with the obsession with Hillary? We're not going to get her. We had our chance. That's classified, right? It's SEAL team. It's 7 layers of top secret classified. Of course. Where's Amy when I need her? Wrong, Amy. All right, next topic. Vaccinations.
Hey, there was actually Deborah had a good.
Okay, give
comment.
it to me quick. Give it to me quick.
If I found out Trump was secretly in charge, I'd be pissed that he let the country go to pot like he did. And it's so true. I'd be pissed too. It's like he had such a good economy. Why would you just let it sink if you're actually in charge?
Yeah, so
I wouldn't want him as my president again if that was the real case.
Yeah, and I gotta hit Danny on this because I like Danny a lot. Danny's a good dude. I've defended him on this chat, but this one I'm gonna blast you. I believe Trump is only running because we didn't rise up when treason was exposed. 5D chess, so-called. That nobody calls it 5D chess because there's no such thing as a fifth dimension.
True. Very true. Yeah.
Unless you've discovered some denizen planar that I'm not aware of. I mean, unless like you've discovered the seventh ring of hell, fourth dimension. Right? Can we discover the fourth dimension before we start playing around with the fifth and sixth and seventh dimension of chess? Because if you look at a 3D model, the only option is fourth dimension, which are annular angles of perception that we're not capable to see because we can't have obstructed view. But if you have the ability to see, that would create a fourth dimension, but you would have to be outside of it to see it. And that's...
There's a question for you.
No, we're not ready. We're going to let this marinate because I'm doing a bit. What do you not understand about assisting the process of the moment? I mean, damn it, Jim. All right, go ahead. What's the question? It wasn't that good anyway. This is like 4 in a row. Go ahead.
I got to get to it now. Matt, do living former presidents get access to secret intel?
Okay, so that's a really good question, but it depends on what you're saying is secret intel. Because what?
Shady. According to Doctor Strange, there are many dimensions.
Yeah, I know. Well, according to the multiverse in Marvel, dude,
Sorry,
it's like there's multiple dimensions.
That was good.
We just need to identify the fourth dimension before we... Okay, we're not getting into theoretical physics, okay? Because I'm not. Even though I've been watching a lot lately, and I'm getting wicked smart when it comes to it. I've been watching Neil Tyson Degrassi videos every morning, and the crap that I'm learning is incredible. Like, and I am just feasting. Like, every morning, I'm just like, news? Ha, 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 ha. Forget it. Physics. Okay. So anyway, secret intel is kind of like, meh? That's like saying gas station toilet paper. It's good because it does the job, but it's not Charmin extra soft. Like those new oh my God, we got this new toilet paper. It's the greatest thing in the world. Not only is it soft and quilted, and it's like literally like by Amish people weaving it together with multiple 3-plies. But when you tear it, it's not a straight line anymore. It's actually a wave. So when you pull it, goes brrr, and it clean. You should go get a sample. Let's show everybody. Has anyone seen this magical stuff from heaven?
It's a very popular toilet paper.
It's woven out of like angel ovum. This is
it Charmin Ultra Soft.
It's the greatest thing ever. It's so soft. I mean,
yeah. I can't use Charmin. We have septic.
Don't blame this. How dare you blow this off? Don't you dare.
I'm not.
We have septic. Why can't
you use Charmin?
you
with
have
septic?
a septic. Why can't you use Charmin?
No, we don't have
We're not
septic.
supposed to.
We're town water.
Okay, it's worth it. Let's let that sucker clog up. Let somebody else worry about that problem. It's going to happen downriver anyway. So, okay, so what it is, just let me get this out. It's toilet paper, just like every other toilet paper, super soft. But on the dotted line, it's not a straight line. It's a wave. So when you pull,
one of the kids grab me.
yes.
Okay.
So when you pull it, it just goes, and it comes off. You know how like when you pull it sometimes and you get that long strand and you're like, son of a, you got to wrap it, right? None of that. It's perfect, beautiful, smooth, complete, obsessive, compulsive, disorder satisfying.
Oh my gosh.
Toilet paper. It's like
Is it really dusty though?
No, it's not dusty. Are angels not perfection? Are they not perfect?
I don't know.
God's creature.
I'm gonna have to buy it just to experience it.
Yeah, and just throw it in your wastebasket. That's kind of gross, but still do it.
Dude,
Only
it's
use
so
it for number one.
expensive. Don't just buy it.
Not
to
number
buy
one.
it.
Not number one. Number two. Use it for your makeup. Oh yeah, your makeup. You can, whatever. And I'm telling you, it is like I'm just gonna be honest. Like you guys were da 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 dun da 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 dun dun da 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 dun. Okay, but it's more like ha ha ha. I mean, there's angels singing when you tear a sheet off and the light of heaven comes down and illuminates your butthole, and it's the greatest thing in the world. I've never experienced toilet paper like
Oh,
this.
I need an Alleluia sound bit. I don't have one.
Oh, we've got angel harps, don't we? Don't we have here, this is what it's like.
Maybe for you. I'm not thinking about that when I'm
This is the
going
greatest.
to the bathroom.
It's the greatest toilet paper in the world. Okay, anyway, so we're gonna switch
No,
gears.
I do not have a harp.
Did you get the kids?
I texted, but they're ignoring me.
Oh, well, that's what's new.
Exactly.
All right, so here is an interest. Okay, this is weird. Do you guys know Jenny McCarthy? What are you doing?
I'm texting Ethan.
Don't worry, the moment's over. We're done.
Okay. Well, someone's coming.
We might
so
as well
maybe.
go back and talk about my stalker. We're past this. We're in the we're in the fourth block.
Oh, Amy's by.
Of course she's gone. She's like, this is the dumbest conversation ever. Why are we having? Oh, she's back. Did you run to the store and go find some of that toilet paper? Is that what you?
I don't know what happened, but I was thinking, yes, I do need to go to the store, but maybe we need to have like a reaction video of this, like go buy the toilet paper and try it out.
You know what? You and Olivia should go to the store this weekend and we'll do a video of it like we did with the Target video. And you guys can she won't go in the bathroom with you. She'll let you go and then you can come out and when you're like this,
Or just come
leaning
over to our
against
house
the
and
door.
Use the
or come to our house and use the bathroom,
So we don't have to go
whatever.
to the
Make
store.
it easier, whatever. If we still own my house by then and my stalker hasn't, taken it from me because they're going to own my house if I don't apologize and publicly ridicule myself or some crap.
I think
Here
I
we
want to
go.
go to the store with Olivia because she always has like an experience at stores. I feel
Sounds like she does.
Like,
Yeah, she yells at kids at bars. I mean, it's pretty violent.
Dude, if I had, I'd take that Burberry coat though.
That Burberry coat, something pretty. I can't believe people didn't like my my video about talking about the toilet paper. This video, everyone knows Jenny McCarthy is fairly anti-vax.
Yes, fairly.
Okay.
Fairly.
All right, let's do,
mild.
since you're going to be
Putting it
aggressive,
mild.
we're going to go ahead and go back into the full motion. Is there something you want to say?
No, she's not fairly anti-vax. She's very very outspoken anti-vax.
All right. Well, we're in the third block. Okay. So we're in the third block. The third block will probably go for another 15. Then we're going to do a commercial. Then we'll go to the fourth block. Get out of here. Jenny McCarthy, she's anti-vax. She also has, she's extremely, hi kiddo.
Hi, Fiona.
Don't you look pretty, Fiona? How are you, sweetie? You okay?
She looks tired.
No, she just got kicked in the stomach, she said. So she's just here to
Dude,
let me
listen,
know.
kid. I mean, how much crap do you have to go through this year? I mean, who kicked you? Do you want me to go beat somebody up?
Her brother.
All right, guess-
Zach.
She got some sympathy. She's good.
She
All right,
she
let me-
loved me for a short time. She's not she hasn't seen me in like 6 months. She probably doesn't even remember me.
She's lovely to everybody though. She's a great human.
She's a girl. So,
Yeah.
but seriously, she used to at least wave at me and smile, and now it's just like screw you, pal. It's all right.
No, I think
Hayden
she's
does-
just getting older. She's shy now. She's like a little. Plus, she was like, my stomach hurts. Zach accidentally kicked me. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, well, my daughter treats me the same way. So Jenny McCarthy, anti-vax. Jim Carrey, surprisingly enough, is also now they were on Larry King a few years ago. And I want you to listen to this. This was a long time ago, longer than a few years, because I think Larry King kicked off this coil, right?
Yeah, I think he's been gone for a while.
Yeah, so he passed away. So this is probably 10, 12 years ago, I would say, maybe 15. But I want you to listen to it, and not because I believe in this, because all of our children are vaxxed with every single vaccine except for HPV. And obviously,
we're not
going to say it. We're not going to say the name.
We don't
of it.
do the flu shot.
We don't do the flu
or the other one. But I'm not going to say it.
We could say it, but everybody knows what it is. So we're just not going to say it. I don't want any freaking stupid drama with this.
Yeah.
I'm showing this video because I want you just to listen to the amount of just pushback that Larry does here, and would he still feel the same today? Would he push back, or would he be like? Because the information, I don't know if you just heard, but the World Health Organization just said, and the Department of Health said that COVID is no longer to be treated as a epidemic. It's to be treated like the flu. Now, if you said that 3 years ago, you were literally like in the gulag, gagged, bound, and duct tape to the floor. If you said anything like that, I lost my YouTube account. That was my third strike, is because I said it has flu-like symptoms, and they banned me. So you couldn't say that. So listen to this and tell me what y'all think, because this is really interesting. Here it is. Flash of red. I don't know why it's doing that. It's really pissing me off. I paid too much for the software. Here we go.
What happened after 1989? It's twice as many as anywhere else in 30 countries in the Western world. But we give twice as many shots as any of those countries. Why is that?
If it's vaccination and you're not against vaccination, well, what are you against? Don't vaccinate for this, but vaccinate for that?
Yes. I think we have to choose which ones are absolutely necessary.
You should educate yourself. We want to empower parents to educate themselves. Do we need to have the chickenpox? Do we need the hepatitis B shot on the second day of life?
I don't think we can afford to assume that the people who are charged with our public health any longer have our best interests at heart all the time. Parents have to make their own decisions.
Why would a doctor not want to know more about something that could save a life or prevent a disease? I don't understand.
The AAP is financed by the drug companies. Medical schools are financed by the drug companies. This is a huge business. Vaccines are the largest growing division of the pharmaceutical industry. $13 billion.
They control medical schools.
What we're asking is for them to take a loss for the good of our children. That's a tough sell in a boardroom.
You know, it's interesting when you hear it now. Back then, I was like, I know exactly what I thought of Jim Carrey and Jenny McCarthy. You're farking crackpots. Because I can tell you what vaccines have done for not just us, but third world countries. And yes, there's been side effects, but modernized medicine has been almost as transformational as radio waves, as manned flight and space flight, the microtransmitter, the printing press, silicone chips. Modern medicine honestly surpasses all of those things. I want you to think about this. In the 1900s, 1903 to 1911, you had the Montgolfier brothers were the first people to fly, which was like 1673 or some shit. I could be wrong. No, it was 1873. 1783. My dyslexia. 1783. Along with France and England recognizing independence of the United States. Just look it up. So Montgolfier brothers went up in their first balloon. But you're talking check when the Montgolfier brothers go up in their first balloon. I think it was 1783. My dyslexia kicked in. I'm sorry. Let's see. Check me.
Wait, that may not be the 1933.
No, there's not a balloon. I mean, Spirit of St. Louis was.
What are
we
the
flew
name
across
of
the
brothers?
Atlantic during that. I mean, we had Messerschmitts flying around. Montgolfier, M-O-N-G.
Oh,
Montgolfier brothers.
I had Montgolfier.
Montgolfier.
Montgolfier
Yeah.
brothers first flight, 1783.
1783. So I was right. Okay, so 1783. I wasn't right the first two times, but then I fixed it. You guys heard me fix it? Check the tape. So the reason it doesn't matter. The point is when you look at flight, that is an ungodly jump in 100 years. From the Kitty Hawk all the way to where we are now. Like the F-35 there is no way that it's like totally 3D, man. The next fighter will be 5D. That's how much of a jump this has been. But surprisingly enough, modern medicine is more advanced than aerodynamics and physics ever will be. I want you to think of what we were doing 100 years ago. They were still using leeches.
Yep.
So the fact that we have created the microscope, antibiotics, brain surgery, heart surgery, brain transplant, heart transplant, lung transplant, 3D printing, genome mapping. I mean, the level of sophistication, even with a dialysis machine, is incredible what we've done. So when somebody says to me, vaccines are bad, I'm like, you're an idiot because you don't understand what it means for polio, or the fact that the bubonic plague is no longer here, that H1N1, that the AIDS virus, that literally they anticipated it wiping out over 27% of the planet, and it got nowhere near that number because, well, except for Africa, but nobody cares about Africa. But that's the thing, is that we have created amazing modern medicines. Cancer, we may not be able to cure cancer, but we are solving stages of cancer that we never thought we could. People are living through stage 4 prostate cancer. Whoever thought that would take place? So when we talk about this, when I hear people shoot down vaccines, it frustrates me. But it's not something that is unheard of with vaccines. You can take a look at polio and look at the failure rate was almost 50% in the first wave of polio. And that failure isn't growing an elbow out of your head. That's being unalived. So there were a lot of things that we got wrong. We can look at some of the vaccinations that we got. I'm not going to get into them, but I'm just going to say that it's how it's done. And it's the processes of how long these processes take. And I want to own something from 3 years ago. I wasn't pro-vaccine. I just wasn't anti-vaccine. And 2 listeners who have known me since Game Crazy had followed me, and they unfriended me. And I feel so bad because all they were saying was, this is rushed. This doesn't have the amount of time and dedication to truly understand the long-term effects, because mRNAs are something that's never been tried before. And I didn't listen. So I want to apologize for that. But I would love to get your thoughts on the video. This is kind of my segment. I was really excited to talk about this tonight because I wanted to see what you thought, because we've been to doctor's offices, Olivia and I, and people shun us when they ask the question. And they treat you like you're some sort of insane person because you've decided not to do it. Amy, you go first, and then Livia, I'd like to hear what you think.
Well, I remember all of this with Jenny McCarthy. I believe it was her son that developed autism, or was on the spectrum, and she was accusing the vaccines of this. And I don't know if there was ever proof of that. I have no idea. But I think that was the story with that. So I understand as a mom, like if something happened to my child, especially directly after they got anything, ate at a restaurant, got a shot, like I would be like, what in the heck like I would have immediately jumped down that too. As far as the drug companies, I think it's a lot of like they're drug companies or doctors in general, I think are very much similar to people who go into politics. They have the right reasons for wanting to go to make a change and be a positive influence on people. And then I think there are those select people who get bought out and will do things for money, and maybe that's not always in the best interest of the larger population.
1980.
Yep.
That's my own 2 thoughts. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you guys. I hate when they
So
ask
the
me every
procedure
year,
would be
your kids get the COVID vaccine. I'm like, absolutely. We have not gotten that. And it's been rough.
And I don't care. There's risk in everything. There's risk crossing the street. There's risk drinking Starbucks coffee. I mean, you can read the signs. There's carcinogens And there's links to certain carcinogens that have been, and I know this sounds redundant, but not all carcinogenic material create cancers. But
Right.
there are links to this particular type of carcinogen from burning the coffee and roasting it on site that create a chemical compound that has been known to cause cancer in humans, laboratory rats, and other testing. So, yeah, you take risk on everything. But my thoughts are, we went with the vaccines for our children because, Olivia, you answer the question. Why did you think? Because I think you and I had some questions, right? On like, what are these? Explain them to us before we wanted. And then that one doctor, you want to tell that story, Liv, when in Bakersfield, who said that she, either you do this and you get these, or I won't deliver your baby. I won't see your baby. Would be your doctor unless these kids get these shots.
Was that the one that Hayden went to when I was still pregnant with Ethan? And
In Baco.
And then we went and saw her one time after Ethan was born. I said, never again. I'm
Yeah,
never
because
going back to
I'll
her.
just tell you quickly. I can't believe you forgot it because you talked about it for like 5 years. She's
I
like,
remember Ethan's and stuff. I don't remember. I was very pregnant and very, I don't know.
right. Well, she said, no, this lady was a complete biznatch.
Oh, yes, she was.
Because Olivia was just like, hey, I just have a couple questions about some of the vaccines. And she asked the nurse, like, well, the doctor will come in and talk to you. And then she came in and she just grumped. She just looked like the fourth witch from frickin' what's the Halloween movie?
It's my favorite movie. Why?
Hocus Pocus.
Thank
yes,
you.
the fourth witch. There isn't one. That's the point.
That's
She was it. So she's the 4D witch, 5D witch. Sorry, you're not gonna live it down. So she's just like, yeah, I heard you have questions. Like, yes, we see all these shots and we're just wondering what a couple. If you don't get every single one of them, I'll tell you what. I will not take care of your child. I will not take care of you. I will not take care of anyone in your family. I will not allow you to. And I'm just like, hey,
Wow.
she's pregnant. Calm down. She has some questions. And she's like, I don't need you to talk to me like this. And I said, well, lady, if you think that's fucking bad, give it a second because it's about to get worse.
Well, my mom was there. I remember that.
People don't understand me. It's like, you keep flirting with the pin. You think that you can be an ass? Just give me 5 seconds of your time and I will demonstrate it for you. But the thing is, if a doctor recommends it, we're going to have a conversation about it. It's just like, don't you remember they told us to take out our tonsils and now they don't do it unless it's like super, super severe? So Ames, what are your thoughts? I mean, is this something you when your kids have kids, you think that they're going to be like, no problem? Or you think they're going to be like, wait, I have some questions? Or what are your thoughts about it?
I'm getting to the point, especially after the whole Cheerios thing, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, we just have to grow our own food and like literally in like soil that we've made out of compost from, it's just terrifying. Everything is terrifying. And yes, my kids have most of the vaccines. They do not have everyone though, because well, I have a history of bad reactions to certain ones. I also have like a really bad allergy to like fungus and mushrooms, so I can't take like any antibiotics, like pretty much ever.
You've never taken hallucinogenic mushrooms?
Nope. No. I've never done. No. I can't. I would think I would die. I'm pretty sure I would die.
So sorry.
Yeah,
So sorry.
I know. I'll never do it. I know. I've never really done, I smoked pot. That's it. I've never done any other drugs.
You took the pot?
I did. I've done that, but that's it. I've never done anything else.
See, what's funny is that I got so straight outside of the military. Before the military, I mean, I lied my ass off in that investigation. I'm not going to lie, because I went through a point of like 2.5 years where all I was doing was waiting tables at Applebee's, and like everybody would move over to Scott Halbert's and do meth, and I've never done a synth. The only thing I've ever done as a synth is a hallucinogenic acid, LSD, and I've done mushrooms. Well, that's not true. So it comes down to this: is that I took ecstasy, but I was slipped ecstasy. I didn't know.
Where did we go from vaccines to?
Because this is a conversation. We have every right to. I don't care. I'm 50 years old. I mean, dude, who cares?
No, not until next month. You're still in your 40s.
I'm close enough. But the point is that, I believe that I look at myself when I was a young kid, and the brain capacity that I achieved after LSD is much different than the one I have right now. And I was dumb as dog shit. And my brain, I mean, you have to talk about advancement. I flunked out of high school. I had like a 0.97 GPA because I didn't apply. Now I had a high IQ the whole time, but then I went 2 years, took LSD like 2 times, 3 times. And then I joined the United States military, took one of the hardest MOSs ever in the military, got top 1 percentile of my class, got honor man in boot camp, got honor man in my A school. I got class 3 times in my C schools. And I came out with meritorious advancement. And then when I was out of the Navy, I went and got a 4.26 in college. That is a very big jump from where I was to the. So I believe there are benefits and properties to certain things that we haven't even discovered yet. And like the ocean, like space, like certain plants, like insects and animals we haven't even discovered in the Amazon yet. We don't know what we don't know. And I think there's something very interesting about where we're going to be in 20 years, and people look back on modern medicine and consider maybe something that happened during the vid and say, those are leeches of the 1900s. Do you get my point?
Well, yeah, but and to touch on just to take that one step further and talk about the medicinal parts of it. Again, I've never done the the mushrooms. I've never done them, but I actually have friends that I'm pretty close with. That 2 of them actually that do. It's called microdosing, and I'm not even entirely sure what that is, but they do microdosing of the mushrooms for like mental health issues. That makes them sound crazy. They're not crazy, but to keep their like mental health like stable, I guess instead of taking like a drug that's from a doctor, they do the microdosing of the mushrooms to help with their mental health,
I don't know, man. I think if everyone smoked pot and did it responsibly without driving and I don't smoke marijuana. Olivia will tell you, she's never seen me smoke. Maybe when we were younger.
When we were younger, we did a few times, but
no, I don't drink. My whiskey, it doesn't drop. I very rarely drink. I don't do drugs. And I was absolutely against drugs. But when your brother introduces you at a Def Leppard concert to your first joint at 13, it's kind of hard not to like have a different outlook on that. It was a different time. It was the 80s. But in no way, shape, or form was I ever a druggie or anything like that. I participated in things because I was the guy who people partied with and said, hey, let's go have fun times. Let's go do something. I mean, I drank a 5th. Jeez. So I don't, Olivia will tell you when she met me every single night, all morning, we would party till 5 a.m. Then I would get up and go to class an hour and a half later. I would bounce the bar all the way till 10 o'clock at night and use my tips from bouncing the bar to buy more alcohol and do it again. Yep. I mean, an hour and a half night's sleep every single night. And Olivia and I would go to bed drunk. And we had the basketball team at my house every freaking weekend.
When you're 19, you can.
We had all the cheerleaders. We had the shooting team. We had all the vets. We had the cowboys and the rodeo guys. I mean, I was the party of the town. I came out of the military. And I loved it, and I lived my life, and that's a side of me people don't know. Everyone's like, "Oh, he sounds like Joe Rogan." No, Joe Rogan sounds like me. I think I'm older than Joe, so maybe not. Maybe Joe's.
Find out.
What is Rogan? I think he's over my age.
Yeah, I think he's in his 50s.
Easy, I'm close. Oh, birthday.
He's 56. He was born 67.
Okay, it's not that. Okay, easy. It's not that. It's like when Olivia's like, "Oh God, you're old," or Hayden said, "Oh God, you're old." All right, switching gears.
Opinion on the vaccines.
I'm so sorry. I haven't
off.
done that in years. Not that you've been on the show for years. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I mean, like you said, both the kids are vaccinated except for the vid and the flu and HPV. They won't get that. But
I hope Ethan doesn't get HPV.
They have it for men and women, boys and girls. Both sexes get it because you can get it. It's not just a female.
What if I'm undecided? What if I'm just right in the middle? Do they have one for me? See if HPV is right for you.
So, I mean, I can
non-binary.
Right. I mean, I'm definitely pro-vaccine your kids. I think it's healthier. Neither of them had any reactions to the shots. When Ethan got his 2 month shots, he cried for like 8 hours straight, and then that was it. He was just super fuzzy. But on the side of, I remember when Ethan was about 17 months old, we lived in California, and it was about the time when people were like anti-vax, and they weren't getting their kids vaccinated.
Right.
Well, there was a measles outbreak in California. and it started at Disneyland. And it
Yes.
happened to start the weekend
Yes.
we were there. And Ethan was too young to get his second measles
I
shot.
remember this.
And I freaked out.
Yep.
I freaked out, and I was so
Amy's so
pissed.
freaked out she left.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm having like a lot of technical difficulties today.
You have me come over
I
and
was
install your camera.
so mad, and I had a few choice words for these people. Is I'm like, why can't you get your kids vaccinated? Why are you so dumb? Because I'm sitting there thinking that my baby boy is going to get measles and he's going to die. I was pissed. So everything was fine, but it was. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm on the side of vaccinating your children. I think it's healthier, but
I
that's just me.
think there's risk in everything.
Yeah.
And I think you need to weigh those risks. And yes, your people understand there are risks associated with measles vaccines and chickenpox and all these other stuff. There's risks, but when you look at the risks, you have a higher risk of dying in a car accident than you do of any type of vaccine going wrong.
Yeah, those vaccines are like a 0.00001% chance you're going to have a reaction. The reason we're not doing HPV is there is a 5% chance that's going to make you sterile. That's a 5% chance. That's huge.
Now,
There's
you have
no
to be
way
sure.
that's going near my
hey,
kids.
Hey, you're positive.
They're
Liv.
I don't know if I'm very positive.
Hey, Liv.
Yes.
They'll get us canceled from you. They'll shut our account down.
I do not know.
Look it up
that.
right now and get ready to
Yes.
make a correction.
Okay.
Don't put numbers out there unless you know. And I'm not scared. We don't put out numbers that aren't accurate in this show. So check it, check yourself, and let's make sure, because I'm not going to scare a parent. So everyone hold on before you go and shat purple Twinkies and go and run to your kid and shake them. And, oh my God, my baby can't have babies because Olivia gave you a stat that might not be true. Let's do this real quick. Hold on.
Oh, that's why we're not eating Cheerios now in our house.
Well, I'll tell you, no shit. Olivia's the fear bringer, man. She's fear porn.
Yeah.
She's the one who told me
No,
about the
we have-
Cheerios.
Yeah, I didn't know until I found out from you guys. And I was like, I went to go look at my pantry. I'm like, we have 2 full boxes still. I was like, y'all can eat them. We don't eat a lot of cereal to begin with, so I'm not.
Eat them now.
panicking.
Binge eat them. I'm getting rid of them tomorrow.
No, I was like, you can eat them, but like once a week at the most, have a bowl of cereal, like space it out. Cause like I'm very I don't know. I would like to have grandchildren one day. I don't want to do something that's going to affect my kids' chances at having kids if they choose to have kids.
Yeah.
So
here's what we're going to do. So for the sake of time, we are not going to, there is no evidence whatsoever that the HPV vaccine causes sterilization in children to our knowledge until we know that. So we want to stricken that from the record for a second.
Yes.
We're going to research and we'll get back to you. We apologize. Nothing that we said is designed to mislead you. And sometimes things are said and it's my job to kind of reel everybody in. So we're going to watch a quick video. This is quick commercial, and then we're going to be right back, and we are going to do some more of this. And the last video is a fun one. This should open up. I did this all for the moms tonight. I did it all for the nookie. Here we go. Hey, what's going on, Donut Friendly Nation? Matthew Spear from the Donut Friendly Podcast. It's interesting. I've had these books for, 3 years now, and I've got 3 independent books of the Declaration, the Bill of Rights, and the Constitution of the United States that I inherited from my mother. Leather-bound, beautiful, and they're older books, 1935, 1937, something to that effect. I'll show them on the show, but people see me reference these nightly on the show. And the interesting thing is I've never really put 2 and 2 together. We have a website, and someone asked last night, hey, how the heck do I get those books? Where do I get those books? And it dawned on me that I should provide these. So they are now on sale. They're beautiful books. They're leatherette books. They're hardback, which is nice. They don't have a dust cover or anything. I've used these, like I said, ad nauseum, and they hold up and they stand the test of time. They've got pictures of the framers, founders, inside the books. They make references with different colors to kind of explain things in a little bit of a simpler way or give some context. But these books, word for word, are the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, and the Declaration of Independence. They are absolutely stunning. You get each book individually for $15.99 over at thedumbshow.com. We also have a bundle over there where you can save $5 on all 3 for $44.99. And last but not least, the pictures you've just been looking at and the video is the Documents of Freedom, custom made by PFC Flags, comes in an amazing, beautiful, decorative box for $64.99. Stop by thedumbshow.com and take a look. They're available right now. So still have quite a few available. We're going to do a second run. We're just kind of waiting to see. I got some information for you. I read a 7-page article, and I got most of the information after reading it over the last minute and 45 seconds. Speed reading is a gift. It is an amazing skill. If you have not developed it, do it. Out of 200,000 women between the ages of 21 and 29, they did a overall test. They broke these women up into groups of 200,000. The age groups were broken up into 7 different groups, but most of them had to be at least 21. And the reason why is because some fertility issues and also development, late stage development, weren't conducive to testing. So they didn't want to make sure that there was any type of issues that took place between the ages of 18 and 21. Even though most female development stops at around that 15, 16-year age, it doesn't mean that there can't be changes posthumously from that event. So they want to check and they want to make sure. Out of those 200,000 women who were between the ages of with normal fertility, which predominantly between the ages of 21 and 29 are the perfect positions to have a child. Only one showed fertility issues who didn't have it before after getting the HPV vaccine. The nominal thing that did show up from this is women were less likely to get pregnant from a number of anywhere from 5 to 25%, depending upon the age group. It does not mean infertility. It just means they had a harder resistance to be inseminated and fertilized and have a child. So that does not create infertility. It just means that they had a more difficult time than the other group who didn't get that shot. Does that make sense? Okay. So the comment that it's 5% of all children are not fertile after getting the shot, that is not accurate. Okay. So we want to backpedal that, even though in 2006, 2009, and 2016, there were several cases and the first series of shots did have those issues. They have not been a problem that I read until after 2016. So they have nominal results to that infertility from 2016 up until 2024. Any other questions? Good.
Can you turn the fan up, please?
No.
It's really hot in here.
Speed reading. It's fantastic. Take a look. I got to source the article.
Here we go.
Here's
the toilet paper.
Let me source the article.
I finally got my text.
If you want to find, we got to do this, please, Liv.
Okay.
This is important so we don't lose our channel. Okay.
Yes.
News-medical.net. You can find this. There's also a Harvard study you can find. And if you go to the page, does HPV vaccination cause infertility? There's like 17 pages on here that will explain it to you. Okay. I'm sorry, honey. We got to be careful. We said something really bad and we've got to retract it. Okay.
Yes.
Show everyone the toilet paper and how it works, because this is godsend.
It's just.
You're not showing them how it works. You got to pull it apart. Watch slowly. Wait for the
My
payoff.
goodness. It doesn't work very slowly. See, it's all rippy.
What the hell did you do? Why did you ruin my beautiful toilet paper?
Your beautiful toilet paper.
Why did you tear it like that? That's horrible.
Here, I'll have Hayden get another piece. You could do it.
Okay, when you do it and you pull it off the roll, it comes off
does,
perfect, and forget it. Here's the next video, last one, whatever. You guys this isn't. Oh man. Okay, I can already tell you, Amy's not going to like this, and Olivia's not going to like this. So hold on tight. This is a 60 Minutes interview, and I've got my opinion. I will be good and allow the ladies to go ahead and chime in first. Here it is.
Karen Garris is a high school librarian after 27 years in the Navy.
So the procedure would be that it's a conversation between myself and the parent. And if they don't like the book, they have every right to say that their child can't check that book out.
And how often does a parent do that?
I have never had a parent come and complain
Never.
to me personally about a book. No.
Garris also pointed to this opt-out form. Do not allow my child to check out any school library materials without my approval.
Parents have the right to determine what their children are taught and what they're allowed to read. No doubt about it. But what we're having a problem with is parents that want to determine what other parents' rights are for their children to read what they want.
So, yeah, I'll leave it up to the ladies. And Liv, do you want to go first, or do you want Amy to go first? What do you want?
Well, I mean, we've had this discussion before
Let's
about
do it again.
stuff that's in the school libraries, and I have never seen an opt-out form come to me. And we've been through 3 different school districts with our children. Never once have I seen that opt out. The only opt out form I've gotten was for their FLE class, and that's it. But never have I seen that. But, oh my goodness, Kat, you're going to have to get down now. Sorry. Holy cow. She's driving me nuts.
Did you see her abuse the cat? It was almost as bad as what she did to the toilet paper.
Threw it on the floor.
She threw the cat. She's like, "Excuse me, get away from me, you pissant into the thing."
She was fighting. She
Come
was
here,
trying
baby.
to stay on.
Come here, baby. I love you. You can come to
Oh,
daddy.
yeah. She's tattling on me
Go
now.
ahead, Ames. Or Olivia, go ahead. Finish up.
Oh gosh, my thought process got interrupted. Amy, go ahead. I'll try
ahead,
and get
Ames.
back on track.
Yeah. So my problem with this opt-out form is the fact that these materials are still available and often displayed, from my understanding, in public school libraries. And I'm not comfortable with my kids being able to walk into a school library and see a book that I don't want them to even know about. If they have like a special section for, like have an opt-out form for special sections, like here's the alphabet community side over here. I want to opt out of that side for my kids. If here's the science and technology, I'll probably let them go to that one. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I would like there to be like a broader opt-out option, just an opt-out form. I'm sorry, but it's kind of laughable in a way. Like, I'm not gonna let my kids check anything out, so I gotta get a phone call from the librarian. Can your kid check out this book? I need to read it first and at least get the cliff notes. I'll let you know. It's just bogus. Sorry.
So the real thing is like, okay, so if our goal is to ensure that children don't have access to material that's not age appropriate, but then you say everyone should have access. So what you're saying is that in order to stop my child from consuming things that are not at an age appropriate level, we have to curtail to parents who are completely disinterested and have absolutely no care as to what their children consume. That's what you're saying.
Correct.
That's not how you solve a problem. What you don't do is go, you know what, to solve cancer, we're going to go ahead and give a bunch of cigarettes to kids. And then if you don't want your kid to get cancer, you have to tell us not to give them cigarettes. Wouldn't the better option be to not give them cigarettes, to not give them pornography, to not give them things that are inappropriate based upon our beliefs and our overall doctrine and ideology, and simply make those things obsolete unless requested? And here's the other thing. You're not being stopped from buying those books. You can go and share them with your children all day long and read them, and you guys can take a knee and put your hands together and pray to the fellatio my gardener at 4 years old fucking story if you want to. But my children should not have to participate. We shouldn't have to explain this to adults. When did kids get rights?
When they decided what gender they could be.
It's ridiculous. Because, listen, my child has a right. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Yes, they deserve to be protected, to be safe, not to be beaten. Yeah. To be fed, clothed. Yes. We understand all those things. Those necessities, just because I don't want my child reading pornographic material, doesn't mean any of those things are objectified or in contention. Let's assume that every single parent wants the best for what their kids' development and overall growth and their success in life. But when you go ahead and say, I'm going to go ahead and try to teach them a lesson that is against what the parents believe, you're no longer an educator. That education is no longer a part of what you're doing. What you're doing is you're indoctrinating people. You believe something different than what the parents are teaching, and you're, come hell or high water, going to replace it with what you think the standard should be. You have no right. You did not give birth to that child. You did not rear that child. You have not grown with that child. You haven't had the heartache and despair and the love. You haven't had the nurturing. You haven't had to provide financially, existentially, metaphysically, and every other isically that there is. Just because you believe something doesn't mean that you get to show that to my child without my permission. Full stop.
Yeah.
Parents' permission form.
Do they allow books like Mein Kampf, or are they allowing, like, what's the one where you learn how to make like illegal So,
And,
like,
well,
you know
we
what I'm
don't
talking about?
want
Like,
people making that. Yes, I do. It's the
No.
Anarchist Cookbook. Yes, I do.
That one. Do they allow that in the school library? Because I would hope not. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to raise terrorists. We don't want to raise people. I think asking questions is great. And I think teaching kids how to ask questions and learn to think for themselves is wonderful. But I don't think shoving materials down their throat and displaying it like it's something they need to read, like, oh, this is such a, it's not Charlotte's Web here. It's something else. You know, it's like, these are not classics. These are not books that every child should read to learn a lesson. Maybe some kids should read it, but I think that's for the parents to just determine at their home, in the privacy of their home, and please don't bring that book to school.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, let me ask you a question, and Liv, you tell me. Do you think it would be okay for children to bring it? Amy, did she go to the fifth dimension? Where did she
Look
go?
at her face.
I'm like,
What was the
I
what was
don't
the
know.
fifth dimension like, Amy? Did you go through a black hole?
Seriously, they were messing with our power lines today, like doing something. And like ever since then, I've lost electricity a million times. My computer's like a freaking nightmare today. I don't know what's going on. It's very frustrating. Not happy.
See,
Sorry.
this. Oh my gosh! First of all, Angel, thank you so much for your donation. That means the world to us. We can't thank you enough for that. That's an amazing thing. I will not give last names, but thank you. I look at it this way. Why don't we go ahead and do this? Why don't we go ahead and put in the King James Bible in the classroom? Why don't we go ahead and put hymns and songs? Why don't we put parables? Why don't we go ahead?
They don't teach
and
parables anymore.
No, in school.
I thought that was still allowed in like most schools. I thought because it's not always a religious undertone. There's like normal parables too. I don't know. My kids
Well,
learn
if you
them.
want like Aesop's fables, sure, but no,
Yeah.
not like that. Not religious parables for certain. Yeah. So I mean, can you imagine a teacher standing up and go, "Folks, today we're going to go ahead and talk to you about,
No.
David and Goliath, and the insurmountable versus the cunning and quick wittedness of size doesn't always win." People would be like, Satan.
Yeah.
I just listen. The Bible has a lot of great stuff in it, and there's other stuff that isn't so great. But I don't want any child to be faced with having to read that in class. That's not the place. I don't think religion should be in schools. I'm sorry. I don't. I think that's a parent's job. Just like I don't think sexual education should be in schools without the parents' consent. I don't want anyone teaching my children about God without me there, because people's interpretation and their belief, what do we teach them? Do we teach them the Old Testament? Do we teach them the New Testament? Are we focused on Corinthians, or are we going to stay away from Corinthians? Are we going to go ahead and focus on Jesus Christ, or are we going to go ahead and remove Jesus Christ? Are we going to go into Mormonism? Are we going to do Christian Judeo-ethics? What religion? What type of religion? Are we going to go into monotheistic religions, or are we going to go into, maybe we start teaching Greek mythology? What are we going to teach? And if it's based upon a teacher's discretion for lesson planning, then we have to remove things that are not based in universal fact. English,
Yes.
science, history, math, and even history can be perspective, but that's why we break it into categories, right? It's not world history or American history or civics or musical theory. You go in knowing that there's going to be practical conversation to uncover your discovery that may be different than another person's, but that is an agreed upon experience that we all can share. But when you're talking about religion, you're talking about changing and metamorphosizing somebody's internal makeup to a almost dogmatic belief that can never be challenged and never changed. Because can you, Amy, I'm sorry, you're Catholic. Have you ever thought about not being Catholic or going to another religion ever?
Yeah, for sure. I actually went I mean, I dropped out of the Catholic faith in church for years and went to another church. I've experimented with I've been to Baptist church. I've been to non-denominational churches. I've been to a lot. I've even been to the one where they like talk in tongues. What are they called? I did not go on my own will. It's somebody else took me, but I've been to a lot of different churches. I've been to synagogues. I've been to a lot of different churches. But I will take your comment one step further, and my kids don't have to experience this because they do currently go to a Catholic school. And this is my opinion. Maybe y'all will feel differently because your kids attend public school. And again, I don't have a lot of experience, but I think they should stop giving every religious holiday off. I think you should have it as an excused absence if it's a religious holiday that you celebrate. But I don't think you should get off all of it's too many freaking holidays. Every time I turn around, I'm like, our neighbors are home. I'm like, why aren't you guys in school today? You know, it's like, oh, such and such. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's just a day off of school for something you have no idea about that your family does not celebrate. I understand giving off those holidays to kids who do celebrate, and that's important to their families, but give it as an excuse absence with work to make up later or whatever. Like, why is there's like 10 days off every month, I feel like, for the public schools.
Oh, it's horrible.
Crazy.
It's horrible.
Yeah, the kids are off tomorrow.
Yeah, they're off tomorrow for no reason.
What?
I think it's the snow day excuse. It's a teacher work day.
It's an election day, though, right?
It's Benapsis.
No, there's no election here.
Yeah, it's Super Tuesday. Yes, there is.
Oh,
yeah,
I gotta go vote tomorrow.
It's a primary. Don't go vote in the primary. Nikki Haley actually stands a chance in Northern Virginia. I'm just letting you know. And if she takes North Virginia, she may take Virginia. Just letting you know. Because it's very Washington, D.C., and it usually Washington, D.C. goes the way of Virginia. So you might just want to consider that Haley takes Virginia. And if she does, now you're interested. You're like, wait a second, what?
That's why I'm going to vote.
Yeah, I'm going to go vote too because I don't want Nikki Haley as president. I've said that. Did you read my article today, the satire one about Haley? It was pretty good.
No, I haven't. I've done
hit her
nothing today.
You should go read it. I hit her a little bit. Here's the deal. I want to thank everybody for watching, even the trolls, even the haters. You guys make the site. You help us. I'd like to encourage you, if you would not mind, my 1 minute is going to be focused on donation. Olivia and I and Amy and Leroy and everybody else appreciate all your help. I just put up a link, and you consider donating to the show by going to linktapgo.com/thedumbshow. Anything helps. What this does is it provides us to provide the internet, the cameras, upgrades to the show, but also this is my income. This is something that I left my job and have not went back into the corporate world because I enjoy doing this. I enjoy bringing you the news. The more you can help, the more we can provide. It's not required. The show will never be behind a paywall. I'll never do that to you. There will always be free content for you to consume. But if you are willing to help, you can go to that link and do that. Olivia, you get your 1 minute, and then Amy.
I don't know what to say. Thanks for watching.
You know, you have 2 hours to prepare for that last thing.
I don't know. We've already talked about everything. Do I have to do a synopsis and a recap of everything we talked about? I mean, I think I said everything.
Don't get
during
sassy
this.
with me. I'm not some lady drinking with my kid in a bar.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you, my troll? What do you know? You could say, hey guys, you could go to Spreely.tv and you can.
Which Spreely's not working tonight. It hasn't loaded the whole night.
It was not working for Izzo and I either today.
Gotcha.
But folks, you can go to Spreely TV. You can go to Spreely News at news.thedumbshow.com. Actually, I'll be honest with you. I think the news is better than the shows. There's a lot of great stuff. Amy's written some great articles. There's a lot of good stuff in there. We always try to make it as big as we can. What?
I have a question about the articles. Am I supposed to respond to comments? Because I don't.
You don't have to. Sure. If somebody has a comment, they say, hey, you're full of crap. Like some guy today said, everything you said here is wrong. And I said, oh, wow, dude, what's your source? Trust me, bro. So I'm like, pick something or shut up, So he didn't. But to finish my 1 minute, and you can,
Sorry.
yes. No, it came off that way, but I really wasn't. Shut up, Amy. Okay, shut up.
Did you just say wooey?
Wooey, wooey, darling, dude.
Instead of really, it says Willie.
Don't worry, I've got you. It's gonna be fine.
I was thinking Elmer Fudd.
Oh, blood and bloomer bloker. I can't believe. Somebody else go. I'm done. I quit.
Oh,
I quit.
goodness.
I quit. I quit. I don't know what else to say. Oh, yeah, you can go to the news, the dumb show. And what we like to try to do is, like, for instance, the SCOTUS decision. It's nice to hear someone write about it, but that's lazy. We actually have the full 17-page report in there for you to read. You can read every single affirmation, and you could read if there was any dissension, and there wasn't. So you can go read all 17 pages. It's right there for you. It's all in a beautiful little spot and PDF, and you can zoom in. And so we try to do that for you. So do me a favor. If you can help us out, do that. If not, don't worry about it. Just go over and like. Liking is the most important thing. For instance, this show right now does not have enough likes. This is complete bullshit. We had 100+ on, and we're sitting at 77, which means you did not like the show when you came in here. So the first thing you should do, okay, before going get some very, very comfortable Charmin toilet paper and making sure, because it's a long show, is come in here and like it and make sure you share it, because if you don't do that, then God kills a puppy. Amy, last few seconds are for you.
Well, I just want to say thanks to everybody for coming on tonight. And yes, I think we need like a reminder, like blurb that says like our video, like every, I don't know, 30 seconds to a minute, just like a like us. Or like if we have like a word, like a, if people drink, instead of drinking, you hit like, if we say Leroy or something, you know what I mean? You hit the like button or something like that. That might be a fun way to.
So I can get something to pop up and do that. I used to have that on the show. So I can make sure that takes place. What else?
That's really all I've got. I'm really not that exciting. I've just, I've had a lot going on. I've been so busy. I haven't read an article. I haven't watched any news. Like I have no idea what's happening in our world, like at all. Truly, this last 4 days have been whirlwind. So,
well,
I'm just glad to be here.
Everybody's now liking the stream, and we can't leave yet because there's something that's going to pop up. No, it's not the size of a baby's arm, but it's so.
Jeez, Matthew.
Whatever. What? You guys are gross. There it is. Dee's donated $10.80. Thank you so much. That helps.
Thank you for the donation.
That goes right to Olivia's boob job, and every dollar helps. We're really excited. I'm really excited. She's not. She doesn't want it, but we're gonna get there. So, Olivia, yay.
I'd rather get
just
my eyes
the
done first.
So you can play with them.
we can do eyes and boobs at the same time.
I'm too old to get the eyes done.
Can you imagine doing the eyes and the boobs at the same time? You'd walk around and poof. Oh God.
Yeah, I'm too old to get the eyes done. There's really no point at this point.
We should just get the boobs done then. I agree with you. I completely agree. Folks, thanks for watching the Donut Friendly Show. Listen, it's Super Tuesday, but it's also, real quick, it's Olivia's birthday. And she thought I was going to forget. Tomorrow is Olivia's... Tomorrow she'll be taking off. I am cooking her a beautiful... It's Super Tuesday, and she has been so kind. She's like, Matt, just cook me Olive Garden for dinner, and I can make a really wicked chicken parm. So I'm going to be cooking her that and chocolate cake with white icing and her favorite. She'll eat the whole damn thing by herself. And happy birthday to my gorgeous wife, who doesn't look a day.
I'll be on tomorrow.
Oh, you will?
Yeah, because I'm not going to be on Wednesday or Thursday because Hayden's got choir stuff. So
it doesn't look a day past 48. Let's go ahead and put it back together for her as 40.
It's not a good way to get laid tonight by telling me I'm 48.
Hey, Olivia's going to be 44 years old. 44. I'm so like the one thing I said to her when we first met is I said, "Oh my God, you are going to make the hottest MILF ever." And that's when we first met. I said, when you get older, you're already smoking hot. But when you get older, you're going to be smoking. Because I've seen her mom in great jeans. And this is what I get to go to bed to every night. I mean, she gets to go to bed with this. I mean, come on. It's an even trade. But
if you ask my kids, I'm turning 85.
Should we do a happy birthday?
Because they love me.
Shall we do a happy birthday to Olivia?
Tomorrow.
No. Oh, we're going to do it tomorrow?
I just want to know, are you going to wrap her presents with the Charmin toilet paper? Like, are you going to tie the bows with that?
Amy, some presents don't need to be wrapped.
Oh.
I haven't wrapped. That's why we have 2 kids. Come on.
Oh my gosh, Matthew.
Oh my God.
So I'm a cradle robber. You're damn right I am. I saw her and I'm like, that's my next 24-hour relationship.
You're only 6 years older than me.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I was 18 when we got together.
I know. And I said, that's my next 24-hour relationship. And my buddy's like, dude, she's got a fiance. I'm like, it doesn't matter. You kidding me? Oh, I can't wait for her to be my next 24-hour relationship. And then I woke up the next morning and she was in my arms. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on? Because usually it's like, oh, okay, here's a towel, get the fuck out. But with Olivia, it was like, I don't want her to leave. And it was playoff morning. I mean, there were Atlanta Falcons, or it was the Denver Broncos versus Green Bay. It was a big game. And no, it wasn't Green Bay. Who was it? It was AFC. So
I don't remember.
It doesn't matter. It was a big football game, and I wanted her to stay. And of course, I got my tomato beer because I was hungover. And she comes up wearing my T-shirt and sits on my lap. And the girl who was good friends of mine named Tracy she knew me, and she like would kick people out who wouldn't leave, but had no romantic interest in me whatsoever. She's like, Olivia got up. She's like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what's wrong? Did you kidnap my friend Matt? Anyway, rest is history. That's it. We'll sing happy birthday tomorrow then, so we won't embarrass her. Are we going to embarrass her tonight? We are. Let's go. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you.
She's doing the Marilyn Monroe.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday
to
you.
My ears are bleeding now. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Oh, we're going to change your name to Marilyn Manson over there, Amy.
Congratulations. Happy birthday, honey. We'll see you tomorrow.
you.
Folks, thanks for watching Don't Friend Me Show. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless. Take care of each other. Amy, we love you. Thanks for being on tonight, kiddo. See ya.
Love y'all.
Night, y'all.
Good night.
Bye.
Adjusting transmitter output.
Thanks, Amy. Love you.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.